17.
How about 16?
How about 16? I was trying to avoid that. Okay.
Yeah, you did it right. You shouldn't have stopped. It was going well.
All right, 16 again.
Why don't you just do it 20 and then we'll go back. Why don't you take it right at 20.
All right, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Ken, good job. You know, it's a little bit slower on the tempo, but it's okay. I like it actually, and it works pretty well. It gives kind of a nice quality to it. What I like is you stay nice and small and settle on it. And you know, in the last session with the Wagner, we had talked. It seemed like you were trying to control too much of. You were conducting the orchestra, and this I felt like you were conducting the piece, which is good. That's a difference. That's a strong difference. One of the nice things about Stravinsky compared to Wagner or Beethoven, Brahms is that really we don't have to do very much. We just have to play what's written, and you can help that a little bit dynamically, way back when Yuen was performing, I was suggesting, putting more accents on the pulse, because so many times we have these sforzandos and things that actually come on the pulse, or we play right off of that pulse. Be, ba, ba. And so I could use a little bit more of that. Now that you've done it, now that you can relax, let's go back to the top. Let's start it again, and then we'll talk about a couple passages.
I can relax,
Yes.
but will I relax? The first couple of the small divisions where we're beating the eighths, we're really very good. The 15-16 2/8 bar and the 2/8 3/16 bar were excellent. The last one that we did has thrown you a couple times, and I think part of that is the getting into it, being really clear. Yum bum 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 1 and 2 and 3 and ba 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 beep ba ba ba. This is 2 after 5?
This is 2 after 5.
Right.
Yeah, right. Or the third bar of 5.
Right.
And I think part of it is the orchestra has a rest on the downbeat, so they need a good, strong, clear pulse from you there.
1 2 3 1 2 da, da, da. 1 2 1 2 3 da,
Right.
da, da.
1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 boom. And it's a tricky thing to know. Sometimes when there's a rest, if you give a big hard pulse on it, it tends to draw people in. But some places like this one, they really need the crisp pulse to play off of that rest. So I would suggest, can we take it back at 4? Good, Ken, that was good. Let's go back to the top, and what I'd like to see you do now. I'm a little torn about this.
Me too.
But I'm going to do it anyway, because, you know.
Because that's what we are, that's what we do.
So Ken is a pilot, an airline pilot. But I didn't want to talk about that because you're a conductor, and I want to treat you as a conductor, and not as a pilot who's conducting.
I appreciate that.
But the reason I say this is what I want you to do now is I want you to drop the I'm just a pilot conducting. I want you to start this piece, and I want you to start it the way you want this piece to sound. Okay? So from the get-go, I want you to take your body language, and I want you to take your baton. I want you to start the piece and start it how you want it to go. Convey the musical information from the get-go.
It's not good for coming from a pilot, but prepare for a crash. I want it to go faster.
No, that's fine. I have no problem with that. When I say convey with your body language, when you were getting yourself set, I didn't have the sense of what's coming. And as a player, I didn't have the sense of how you're going to want me to play. And I know this is a kind of a subtle point, but you know, when you step up there and you're about to conduct, if your body is at all uncertain, or if you're giving the sense of you're not sure what you're going to do versus the intensity and the focus before you go, give the intensity and the focus in the mood and the style that you're going to conduct. Once you're conducting, you're fine. But
And it's moving from the artisan to the artist. You have all the tools. You have them. You've actually got a really good command of pulse and division. So we know that. Now,
and a command of piece, too.
right, be an art. Do the art.
Yeah.
Do the music. Do the shape. Do the intensity.
It's way better. Yeah. It's immeasurably better. What makes you a good pilot, I assume,
You're alive.
is that you are extraordinarily careful and detail-oriented. I hope. I mean, that's what I hope every time I set foot on a plane. Is that whoever's up there is. And as a conductor, you want to be careful and detail-oriented, but you can also let your body go a little bit. So you get release the orchestra. That's what I was getting at in the earlier one. Release the orchestra, conduct the music, and let the orchestra do their job. You don't have to control them. You conduct the music. And that was good. You're 9/10 of the way there, so go do it again.
We are.
Okay, one more.
Okay, yeah.
Bravo. Okay.